Hey kiddies, it's Triple Feature Tuesday once again, and this week we look at Michael Biehn, Navy SEAL.
Yes, you can sail the seven seas.
I just want to apologize for not giving you guys a video last week. Halloween weekend got the best of me, and a lot of it was just a very, very fun blur. I got to be Severin from Near Dark, Bill Paxton as a vampire, with an extra 100 pounds. Unfortunately for the costume, I did have to shave the goatee, so I apologize for all this. I'm growing it back as quickly as I possibly can, and hopefully my face will be covered up soon enough. This week we're going to look at Michael Biehn playing a Navy SEAL. Michael Biehn's just a great time. Usually. He's just usually fun and up for things, and he'll give you like the intensity that you're going to want every time you need intensity. What's fun about this triple feature is it kind of acts as, two paths diverging, and one is a happy path, the other is a depressing path. And my order chooses the happy path in the end, but feel free to change it up for your own parties. Our menu is going to include Navy SEALs, I mean, come on, The Abyss, and The Rock. Oh, Navy SEALs, you beautiful propaganda film disguised as an action movie. I mean, basically, the point of the movie is to get you to want to join the Navy and or the Navy SEALs, because don't you want to be the best of the best of the best? I mean, Navy SEALs, come on, they're so cool. Are you seeing them? And this was before, they got Bin Laden and everything. Michael Biehn plays Lieutenant Curran, leader of a SEAL team, which includes, among others, Bill Paxton, again, playing a sniper, Dennis Haysbert, and Rick Rossovich. Rossovich having made the transition from Air Force to SEAL. And, of course, the tiger-blooded one himself, Charlie Sheen as Hawkins. The badass that's always looking for a rush and plays by his own rules and gets people killed, but god damn it, he gets results. Against all of this, Michael Biehn has the unenviable role of straight man, the leader, the Dudley Do-Right, and he's really, really good at it. And it was like watching this movie that you really got the sense that if they were ever to do an X-Men movie, he would be perfect as Cyclops, which I know doesn't sound like the nicest thing to say about a guy, but I think he would have been really, really good if they had, done it earlier. But James, when they did get around to it, he was a bit too old, and James Marsden did a good job. Again, not meant to be as insulting as it sounds, because, we understand Cyclops is the worst, but he can be fun and or interesting sometimes, right? But Lieutenant Curran is kind of as young as Michael Biehn gets in this triple feature, so it's like this great starting off point. He's, making his career is on the right path. He's making the right choices, but unfortunately, by the end of the movie, he's injured and has to be carried to the exfiltration point by his team. And this could have bad results or good results. Let's look at what could have happened. Bad results. Here we go into a darker movie, both metaphorically and literally for Michael Biehn, James Cameron's The Abyss. And what can you say about The Abyss that isn't already said? It's just special effects extravaganza. It's spectacular. James Cameron gives you this wonderful sense of claustrophobic dread as you're underwater. And what's fascinating about the movie is that the dread does not come from the NTIs, the non-terrestrial intelligence. It actually comes from Michael Biehn as Lieutenant Coffey, who could possibly be an older, slightly more washed-up version of Lieutenant Curran. I mean, are you seeing this mustache? So what say that he never fully recovered from being gut shot and shot in the leg? What if he's a bit bitter and angry? And what if he's put, in a little metal box underneath the ocean and all sorts of pressure related neuroses start happening? Michael Biehn, it's a shame that he didn't get recognized as much as he should have been for what a great performance this was. The producers did lobby to get him a Best Supporting Actor nomination, but it didn't happen. But keep your eye on him. watch him. He's always doing something because he doesn't have a lot of dialogue, but he's always got like the eyes going, and he looks really crazy. And then there's the part where he's stabbing or slicing his arm up just to keep control because, oh my God, he's under so much pressure, and the aliens are coming, and the Russians, and I mean, what else can he do but implode underneath all of that? But it's a really, really great performance. And only the combined forces of Ed Harris and Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio are enough to stop him in the end and save the world. Oh, thank God. I love The Abyss. Both versions. I mean, I think an argument can be made for the shorter version because it's just a tighter film. But back before Titanic, Jim Cameron, when he took when you gave him the time, he was just this fascinating storyteller. Don't believe me? Look at Terminator 2 and Aliens, the extended versions, and tell me they're not better films. We leave evil, bad Navy SEAL Michael Biehn at the bottom of the ocean, but what if it turned out different? What if he rose above his injury in Navy SEALs and went on to a very distinguished career that, ends up storming Alcatraz, trying to save hostages in The Rock. And what's great is that the mission is a hostage rescue, not unlike in Navy SEALs. And but it also combines parts of The Abyss, because who is he rescuing the hostages from? Evil Marine Ed Harris. It's a great reversal of the two actors and their parts in both movies. Unfortunately, Ed Harris and his Marines have the high ground. Not metaphorically, because they're pretty much scumbags throughout the whole thing and just get increasingly scummier. No, they literally have the high ground as they basically shoot up the Navy SEALs when they make ingress in the Alcatraz shower room like fish in a barrel. It's pretty sad, but Michael Biehn makes a valiant stand against them. And I gotta say, this is probably my one complaint about The Rock. And The Rock is just about a perfect action movie made for us by Michael Bay. Not enough Michael Biehn. By and large, his character, Commander Anderson, is a Basil exposition, just giving us info on where the hostages are, what the general's up to, and where he is in Alcatraz. And he has a really good speech right before his end, but it's just, this is Michael Biehn. He deserved better. And don't get me wrong, I understand. We're trying to get to Sean Connery and Nick Cage running around saving the day on their own in their quirky little ways, but it's Michael Biehn. He was Kyle Reese in Terminator. He was Corporal Dwayne Hicks in Aliens. He deserved better. But this is why we have triple features as tributes to actors that we love. So, Michael Biehn, Navy SEAL. Navy SEALs, The Abyss, and The Rock. Go out, watch them. They are always a fun time. And I will see you next week, and I promise this time I will see you next week. I will have a video for you, and we'll get back on track. So, see you then.